my crochet and crafty friends. This is Travel Crochet and my name is Tracy. Welcome to Wednesday's update. So far I've created a few things, probably not too bad for, what have we since Sunday, 3 days worth of crocheting. Yeah, so the market is this Sunday, and just a little update on Turtle Lady. I haven't heard a thing, so if she turns, and for anybody new, you may want to check a few episodes ago. We've had what we call Turtle Lady, just a quick update. So what originally happened was a lady came, an older lady came with her daughter and grandkids. Did they come with no, they didn't have grandkids. They were buying for grandkids. They were originally told me that they were buying for the son or grandson, whose wife was pregnant and with their second child and had moved into a new home, and they were decorating the nursery, and they bought a whole heap of different things, large things, smaller things, all sorts of things. And then I hadn't seen the daughter again, but the mum keeps coming back every market. And it was only recently that I discovered that she has her own stall, or both of them have their own stalls at the same market that I go to, and they also sell crochet items. Then this lady would buy particularly turtles, hence the name Turtle Lady. And she had told me that she was a turtle collector, and so I thought to myself, great, I'll make sure I have sea turtles in stock, and it seemed to be sea turtles in particular. But then we realized that she was not just buying quite a few little sea turtles and the medium and some large, but she was also buying my small chicken eggs and various other things, but multiples of. And I'm thinking, well, if you're a sea turtle collector, why are you buying all these other things? And then we were thinking that perhaps she was selling these items at another market. Last market, this was confirmed. She did admit to me that she is reselling the items at markets that I don't attend, but still in this area. And I said, well, the deal is from now on, she either emails me or contacts me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, prior to the next market to put in her order of what she would like to buy, and I would make that separately to keep that separate from my stock that I'm selling. And I said she's still going to be charged the same price, but this way she won't be taking my stock, and I would like to sell my things to customers who aren't on selling it. I mean, once she buys it, what she does with the items is none of my business. If I get what I'm asking for, well, that's fine, as long as she doesn't sell it at the same market. That is definite. So today is Wednesday, the next market is this Sunday. I haven't heard a thing. So if she does come up Sunday and expects, and the other thing that she does is she comes early in the morning, selects a variety of things. Like last time she selected some bees and various other things, and she puts them aside, doesn't pay for them straight away, and says, if I sell items at my market, I'll come back at the end of the day and buy them. I mean, she has done that so far, but that's not happening from now on. If she wants the items, she's got to pay for them straight away. I'm not putting them aside anymore because I could be selling them to my customers, which I think is fair enough. So I haven't heard, there's nothing put aside for her. If she comes to buy, she's going to be like any other customer, needs to have the money now and she can buy them. So that's that update. Anyway, let's show you what I have made. Now the last video I did show that our new idea of the aquariums and a new market idea, and I had shown one with the clownfish in it, and I took everyone's advice and they thought that was too large for the size of the aquarium. So I've switched those out and we've made a couple more. So this one, we have a sea turtle in it, and like I said, my husband Chris is in charge of decorating the tank. I just make the object that's going in it, and he hot glues the plants to the base, and the rocks are loose. So if we were to, we have actually put these up on our website, so if we were to sell those, we've state that the rocks would be bagged up separately and the customer can put them back in the tank when they receive the item. But I don't know how we would ship these because they are pretty fragile, so you would need a lot of bubble wrap, I think. But anyway, there's the first one, and Chris has managed to match the flower here with the shell color of the turtle, which is pretty good. This sea turtle pattern is the Friendly Red Fox YouTube tutorial. I think you can purchase for a minimal amount on Etsy, the actual PDF. So that's that one. So I'll have to show you a few things, then stop and clear the desk and then bring up back the other things because there's just not enough room here. Oops, jeez. So the next one, we've put a squid in the corner and a smaller axolotl. So just an option of 2 plushies in that, but they're small enough that there's enough space. And Chris is decorated with a few glass beads as well. So I think that looks really good. And it's just, yeah, it's got enough space in there, but it looks pretty good. So the axolotl, this axolotl pattern actually was a free pattern that I used from Instagram. I'll have to look up the name. I forgot to write that one on my list in front of me. But from now on, if I make them, it will be Crochet Grows pattern. It's just a bit faster. And this is Plushie Co on Etsy, this squid pattern, which I really love. So that's that one. And the third large one, so we've only got 3 in total just to see how they go in the large size. So the third one, got another sea turtle, sorry the glare, and we've got a tiny little octo. I'll turn it around so you can maybe see him. Hiding in amongst the plants, tiny little octo hiding in there, but again, they're small enough that we can fit the 2 items in there. And Chris has done well again with matching the plant color with some colors in the turtle. So that's pretty good. So that's the 3 large ones, just to see how they go at Sunday's market. Then we go to the small ones. So we've got 2 styles in the small ones. So we've got the mini sea turtles. So they're smaller again than what were in the larger ones. And boy, do I have fun making these, because I use a 2.75 mil hook, sometimes a 2.5 mil hook. So we're playing with tiny yarn, tiny hooks. So that's that one. Again, the Friendly Red Fox pattern, I use that for the 2 small sizes. Then the next one is just another sea turtle, just a different shell color slightly. And then the other pattern that still fitted in quite nicely was the squids in the small one. This one, yeah, the eyes are rather large, so it looks a bit different. the last one, so a blue squid and then we've got a pink squid. So that's the 4 of those little ones. Again, we're just trialing to see how they go. It may be successful, it may be won't sell a thing, who knows. Just got to trial them at market and see how they go, test the waters and see if we continue making them or not. Although I have ordered some larger size ones of these, so that would be seeing which is better, the larger of this size for the large aquariums or keeping to these ones here. So yeah, we'll just see. All right, so I'll just have to stop this for a minute, clear the desk and come back with the other makes that I've had. Back in a minute. Okay, we're back. So let's show you the larger plushies that I made in the last 3 days. I must say, having my motivational coffee table in front of me has been working. Every time I finish a piece, I put it on the coffee table and then I gradually see it build up so I can see my progress. So before I was sort of putting it out of sight in this room, because I crochet in the lounge room generally, and it'd be out of sight and I'd be feeling like I'm getting nowhere, I've made nothing. So it is actually working. So if you want to motivate yourself, put your makes in front of you where you crochet, then it can make you feel good that you've actually progressed during whatever time frame that you're crocheting. All right, so I've made some remakes of things. A couple of these I've made once and never made again, but they sold and I just never got back to it because I keep buying new patterns and making new patterns, so it was time to go back. The first one is this whale shark. I must admit, first time around it didn't look as nice as this, so I've obviously got a bit more experienced. So this one's looking a lot nicer. So this, as far as that goes, but it doesn't come out. You actually stitch it on the mouth on the inside so it can't pop out. Lots of color changes in there, but I think it looks really, really good. So this pattern is by, it's a paid pattern on Etsy by Kay's Plushies. I'll have the link in this description. So it's all white along the bottom and then the color changing. So you definitely got to be willing to do a whole effort of color changing in this one. So I really like this one. It actually turned out, I think I used a smaller yarn last time I make it, but I do really like this size. It's really good. So that was the first item that I made. Then I went back to, so many people collect frogs and I like to have a few variety if I can. So then I made Poppy the frog. So Poppy has the like moving knee parts and I love the little feet and the hands. It's a fairly quick make and can sit up, which is good. Now Poppy is also an Etsy pattern by Tasha's Crochet Nook. I'll have to start one day timing how long these patterns take for me to make. Yeah, I can't tell you exactly, but it doesn't seem that long. But I really like this pattern. Probably my favorite frog pattern that I make is this one. Then I go back to the good one that I need to have in stock all the time because it sells all the time, and with the new movie coming out, definitely need it in stock. But of course the blue that I normally use in the Motivera yarn when I'm making the larger version of Stitch was not in stock. So I have a glittery, if you can see, there's glitter in the blanket yarn. So we have a glittery Stitch. I think it still looks all right. It's a little bit harsher on the hands because that glitter stuff does make it not as soft, but I think he looks all right. I had to have a stitch done. I can't make the smaller version at the moment because I'm waiting on safety eyes to come that I put in, and because I'm completely out of that size. I'm completely out of heaps of sizes at the moment. I did find some that were hiding behind something the other day, but not the size for stitch, unfortunately. And then, so this is, that pattern's by Fennick Toys, Fennick_toys on Etsy. Then I used the same stitch pattern and just changed the colours for Angel. And then I just do chain 26 and single crochet back up to make her whatever these are called, antenna, hair, whatever. So there's Angel, so we've got the two of them. I did download, what's it called, Scrump Stitches toy, the free pattern of Crochet Groves the other day. I haven't gotten around to making it just yet, but I plan to before the market, hopefully. So that's those two, and then there's just one other item that I've made, so it's not a huge amount. Oops, sorry, bumped you. So this one, I was so hesitant to do this one because if you saw my last video, Appa that I did, that I had a love-hate relationship with, this is by the same designer. Not that there was anything wrong with the last pattern at all. It was just that big and it just, yeah. So I hadn't tried this pattern. This is another free pattern, but I hadn't made one of these before and I know that they're quite popular. I see on videos. So I made a Totoro. So again, I've been doing a lot of Googling and finding out where these come from and so it's Japanese, and it was a movie made in 1988 or something like that, and then there's cartoons made from it. I can't remember the rest of the details, but I did do some research. I did change the pattern a bit. There was a nose patch here that just looked totally wrong, so I ditched that, and then I googled Totoro pictures and added the whiskers, which is not in the pattern. Just did this line for the nose, and there is a little mouth in there you can't see very well, but also the belly patch. In her photos of the pattern, the belly patch looks this big, but when you do following her pattern, it doesn't turn out that big. So I ended up doing my own version of this, and I looked at photos and it seemed that Totoro has 3 of these markings on the top and 4 on the below, so I did that and then just added a tail at the back. So we'll see how Totoro goes, and that's it. That's all I've made. But I thought I'd get this video out earlier than usual. The sun is out, get better lighting. And I was doing, I'll just make one more. But then I realized I started making a pattern and I thought I had more of the yarn color that I was using. Made the head, finished the head, went to go get the rest of the yarn. There was no more. So I have a head. And then I've started another pattern and I think I'm maybe not having enough again. So I was just not winning yarn chicken today. So as you can see there, it's looking pretty bare back there. I'm gonna have some blanket yarns in there, but doesn't seem to be, you sort of buy 2 when you first buy them and then you make one pattern and then you've got the leftovers and you think, oh yeah, I can make another one. No, so I'm having that fun at the moment, and then not having safety eyes. I'm having to decide what patterns I make, and then yeah, all sorts of trouble at the moment. So I don't know what I'm going to make between now and Sunday, but I will update in that. The next video will be what I've made between now and Sunday, and the market vlog. We'll see how we go with that, and let's hope that we're not next to a Timo reseller this time. We are in the same spot, so I think that's our permanent spot now, because we've got the same position about the last 3 or 4 markets now. We had requested a permanent position, so I'm thinking that's going to be there, which is not a bad spot as long as we don't have Temu resellers beside, although it didn't affect our sales in the end last time, but I'd prefer not to have another toy seller right beside me if possible. We'll see how it goes anyway. So it's going to be a pretty quick video, this one. I don't have much else to show. Not even really any other stories to tell either. No, I don't think I have anything else. I may have to eventually skip a market, because I used to have 200 plushies in stock for each market, and at the moment we just did a recount of everything today, including mystery boxes and everything. I only have 95, so it's half the stock that I used to have, and because I'm every fortnight going to a market and trying to restock, and then having to wait for, you know, yarn or safety eyes or whatever to come because it takes so long. And then you've got to buy the blanket yarn when it's on sale, and it's not always on sale. So it's a dilemma. So shortly I may have to have a break of one market, restock a bit more, so then I can not feel so pressured, I guess, all the time to have more stuff there. But we'll see how we go. All right, thank you for joining in, and we will see you. So the next video will be Sunday after the market, so we'll see what happens. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.